just changed how we work again with the release of Claude Cowork. Anthropic just updated Claude so it can work with files directly from your computer. That means it can read files, it can edit files, and it can even create new files from your computer. It's meant to be a partner or co-worker with you. The best way to think about this is that you now have a coworker that focuses on your to-do list while you get to work on the more impactful work throughout the day. I've seen some really cool use cases where people are doing one-off things like organizing a downloads folder or something like that. But the reality is that Claude Code should be something that you are partnering with every single day for all of your tasks. Here are 5 things that people do at work every single day that Claude Cowork can now do for you. And we'll first start with Monday and be able to supercharge your morning. So everyone's familiar with this. You sit down Monday morning and you look down and you have dozens and dozens of emails. And the most important thing that you're trying to figure out is what is the most important thing to address. This is actually where Claude Cowork can really shine, because what it can do now is it can read through all of your emails, sift through them, and give you a list of the most important things for you to be able to address first, and then give you a draft email on how to approach the situation. So to get things started, you're actually going to have the desktop version of Claude downloaded. Then once you have that downloaded, you're going to press this Cowork button at the top. You've got the chat button, Cowork, and Code. Then once you're here, you're going to hit this plus sign for connectors and then add Gmail search. If you don't have it connected yet, you can just go to Manage Connectors and connect through Gmail here. You'll just have it sign into Gmail, and then you'll give it read-only access to your emails. And then once you're done with that, we'll go back to Cowork. Then it'll really just be as simple as asking it to look at all of your unread emails. Can you look at all of my unread emails and let me know what the most important emails are to respond to by priority from high, medium, and low? And then give me a draft response on how I should respond. And you'll see here it's starting to pull up all my unread emails now and analyzing them. And then here and there, you'll have to give permission to do this. And so you can do it one at a time by hitting this drop down and hitting allow once, but we're gonna do always allow. And here on the right side, you'll see a progress bar for how it's doing on all of its tasks. For longer ones though, you'll see a full to-do list of like 4 or 5 items. And so there you go, you can see all of my unread emails, and this is for my fictional company, Andromedusai Rockets. And it has what the title of the email was, who it's from, tells me why it's urgent, and gives me a drafted response. So this is really great, but you'll realize that the draft responses aren't exactly up to what you'd want, because it doesn't have any of the formatting that we would normally want with an email, and it doesn't have it in my tone and voice. So this is actually where I'm going to give you a pro tip on how to do this. And this is where Cowork can really start to shine. And so we'll go over here and start a new conversation. We'll ask it to find all of our sent emails and build up a profile based on us, on our voice and our tone that we use for our emails, that I can use as a guide to write future emails. Look through my recent sent messages in my email and come up with a profile of my voice and tone so that you can use that for writing my emails so they sound more like me. So there we go, we were able to run that and it came up with this document, and let's open that up so you can read it. Okay, and check this out. It's actually really funny how accurate this thing is. Talks about how my email tone is warm, professional, efficient, striking a balance between personable and getting straight to the point. Yep, totally me. Gives some examples of things that I've said in emails and common phrases that I use. This is great. This is really, really good. So let's pull this back into Claude Cowork and give this as a reference to respond to all of our emails that are currently in our email. So we'll go back to Cowork at the top, and we'll just start a new chat so we can show you how it goes from clean. And then make sure that we're connected to that Gmail search. We'll upload our document with our voice and tone guide, and let's see how it does. And you can see while it's working on this, it's actually pretty incredible to read through its thought process and its thinking. And this is interesting. It's giving you a list of how many tokens it's using, which is pretty cool. Okay, and it looks like it's done. So all we need to do is just open this up, and we can see it right here on the right side. It's giving us a summary this time, a whole table, which is really cool. And then we'll scroll up and see all the different responses that it has for us. And look at that, it has it in the format that we want, and it also has it in the typical style that I would write in. The one thing I would update though in the future is to get rid of those M dashes. It's that classic sign that you're using AI responses, and people don't like to see that. So I'd get rid of that. But honestly, I think this looks pretty good. All we need to do now is just respond to all of these emails based off of the urgent to high to low and so on, and we can just copy and paste our responses as we like them in there. This should save us a ton of time instead of having to think from scratch every single response that we have to make, and it's already in our tone and voice, so that's awesome. All right, number 2, if you travel for work or run a business or manage any kind of budget, this one was actually gonna hit a little bit different. Because we all know the pain. You've got a bunch of different receipts that you need to upload from all the meals that you've had, all the travel expenses, and maybe there's some things that are in photos and some that are in PDFs. It's a little bit hard to keep track of it all, but you need to enter all of this information. And this is not a fun experience. But the great thing is that now you can do this with Claude Cowork. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is put all of those receipts in the same folder. So I have this example folder here with a bunch of different receipts. And you can see that these receipts are from various places. So all that we need to do is just be in Claude Cowork and start a new task. And for this one, we're gonna press work in a folder. Once we open this up, we're just gonna point right to that folder that has all of those receipts in it. And then we're going to allow Claude to make changes to the files and receipts. So you can see that down here, and we'll say, this is a file full of receipts that I've taken pictures of. I need to organize them in a way that I can quickly upload them for my company to be able to get reimbursed for them and to help them keep track of the expenses that they have had. Please make an Excel file inside that same folder that tracks all of these expenses and has the relevant columns for keeping track of these expenses. And right now it's asking if Claude can access the files in my documents folder, and I will say yes. There it is, creating that to-do list again. It's going to read and extract the data from the receipt images, and it's going to create an Excel expense tracker with the relevant columns, and then verify the spreadsheet for accuracy. And you can see all the receipts that are uploaded in here right away, which is great. But what's actually great is that these are actually connected to our computer directly, so we didn't have to upload anything, and it's just editing these things and pulling these things directly from our computer. And so we can keep all of that on our computer for future reference. Look at that, it looks like it's done with the Excel file. And this looks awesome, and look at this, it even gave us some notes on things to keep track of. So it says that we should take another look at this Kura sushi because the receipt's a little dark. And so it has the total, but it also needs us to double check it. So that's really great. It also lets us know where we need to fill in other information, like Target didn't have a payment method. And it looks like each row references the original file name so we can easily match everything. This is awesome. So I'm gonna open this. Yeah, this is way cool. So it has the vendor, location where this was, the category of what this is. So this is probably for meals and entertainment. Accounting's gonna love that. It's got shipping, office supplies, more supplies, and then it has the details of what that was. Really, really good. And then here's that sushi stuff where it didn't have the subtotal and tax, but it has that total right there, which I think is fine too. And it's even got formulas. Look at that. It's summing up H4 through 7. Very, very cool. But actually the coolest thing might be that it automatically downloaded that expense tracker for the Excel file right into that receipts folder. So we have it there for reference right away. And we can open that up. Yeah, this is amazing. Everything that we saw in the Claude app. And then you can start editing things if things don't look right, but this really nailed everything. Perfect. So this next one is actually really good for organizing your thoughts on where you are at with your different projects at your company. We all have those different notes and files that are all over the place of notes that we've written during a meeting, the transcripts from meetings, different emails that we've gotten, the Excel spreadsheets that we've been running. We can take all of those notes together and then make a presentation out of it with Claude Cowork, so we can organize all of our thoughts and present the current status of what's going on with it. This is the kind of thing that can take up half of your day, trying to organize it and put it all together in a way that makes sense. But now all we need to do is, just like the other one, throw all of that information in the same folder and let Claude Cowork handle it. So let's start up a new task. And here we'll be back with our example company, Andromedus Rockets, and you see tons of different notes here. So let's reference that folder, and that folder is going to be called Project Orion. And I'm going to hit allow on that, and we'll say this file contains all of the information that I currently know about how the Project Orion is going. It contains transcripts, meeting notes, one-off notes, Excel documents, Word documents, and a bunch of other information in there. Please take all of this information and provide a project status update in a PowerPoint presentation that I can present to my manager. So this is actually pretty incredible. I think this will be a great way to start keeping track of where we're at with different projects and to start organizing all of our thoughts. And look at this again. Here's the to-do list that it created for itself, which is really cool. Okay, it looks like it's completed. It's gathered all the project details. It says that it's a fascinating project, luxury Mars travel, which is great. And it says that the presentation is ready to go. Looks like the deck is about 11 slides long, which is great. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Wow, check this out. This looks clean. Just thumb through some of these slides. It gives a really good executive summary of everything that's going on right now. It gives our project goal, what phase we're currently in, and then what the recommendation is, and then some strategic context, which is awesome. Look at this timeline that it built out. And like all of these pieces are adjustable too, so I can move around all of these. So this isn't just a picture that it printed on here. These are actual elements that I can move around. Really cool. And I can edit anything I want. Looks like there's a little bit of overlap right here, but it looks like if I just move this right here. Oh yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is totally fine. Not something that would bother me because this would take me hours and hours and this just took a few minutes. Looks like the budget chart is a little bit questionable, but like I said, it's gotten us like 95% of the way there. This is great. And this chart looks great. Very, very cool. And something that you'll definitely be using every single day, and is visually appealing and is a really good summary. Really good way to give people an update on the project with all of your information. Number 4 is for anybody who's creating content, which is a lot of people these days. And what you need to do with a lot of this content is take it and post it on a bunch of different mediums. And they have a lot of different formats that work really well for each of those mediums. So for this one, I have here my transcript from one of my most recent YouTube videos. It's the entire transcript. And what I did is I put it inside a folder, and I'm going to ask Claude to work with that specific folder. So we'll go back to Claude, start a new task, point to the folder that we want to use, and we'll open up our social media folder. Inside this folder, you'll find the transcript for one of my most recent YouTube videos in its long form format. Take the content from that and create the following: a LinkedIn post, a Twitter thread, an email news draft, a short form video script, a script for YouTube Shorts, a newsletter draft, and a post for Instagram. Make each one of these in their own file and save them in the folder. Okay, it looks like it finished up. It has all the different posts for us, and it looks like it did a lot of these things in Markdown, which is interesting. We'll take a look at that real quick. Here's that Instagram post. Cool. It has all of the information right here. It's actually easier to view this right here because if we look at our files on our computer, it's going to look like this. A lot of people don't like this kind of format. I don't mind it. But if you don't like that, you can always ask it to update it, something like this. This all looks great, but instead of Markdown, can you put them in Word documents? Okay, it looks like those are done. Yeah, this looks really good. And look at this, it even has slides that it suggests for the carousels and everything for Instagram. That's really, really cool. And here are all the files that it made for us. It has both the MD files and the doc here. So we can keep both, or we can have it delete the MDs for us as well. And then we'll open up the document here as well for the Instagram post. Yep, there it is. All good and clean, just how it looked in Claude Cowork. Okay, great. And actually one more pro tip for you here. Claude Cowork is really good at processes. And so once you go through a process where we said, hey, I want these to be in these different formats. We would need it in LinkedIn, Twitter, email, and then we want it in a Word doc. And then we can also edit these and say like, actually we want it to have this tone or that tone. Once we get everything dialed to the exact way that we want, we can reply and say, this all looks great. Let's make a skill so we can do this regularly. So the skills in Claude Cowork are a lot similar to projects that you've seen in maybe ChatGPT or Claude, where you start keeping track of how you do things and things that you do regularly, except that skills can be referenced anywhere. And so if we say, make a skill from this, it's going to remember our process that we used to make this in the first place, so that next time that we do this, it's going to recognize that we created a skill to remember the pattern. That way we don't have to go through the same exact process every single time. And you can do this with anything that you're working with on Cowork. Anything that you have a repetitive process for that's going to be the same over and over and over again, that you want it to remember your process, make a skill. And it's going to make the process go way faster. And it looks like it's going to ask us some questions here. And so it says, should the skill always produce the same 6 content types, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., or do you want the flexibility to pick and choose? So I'm going to say always the 6 because in my company example, we're always making it for those 6. But you can always say like, let me pick each time, or give it a custom answer. So it's going to build that skill the way that you need it. And it's also saying, should this skill handle the YouTube Shorts metadata, things like titles, tags, and pinned comments? And it says this because I already have a skill related to YouTube Shorts, and it noticed that, it remembered that, which is really great. So I'm going to say yes on this one for now. And this is where it's asking, do we want it always as Word docs, or would you like it to be Markdown as well? And I'm going to say always Word docs for this example. And you can see it has all the questions and the answers to it as well. And it's starting to build the skill. And remember, you only need to make this skill once. So in the future, when you're wanting to do something like this, it's just a one prompt, good to go. Say, use that skill, and you don't have to do any more prompting. Okay, it finished up there, and it says to use it going forward, you just provide a transcript for a long form content, and say something like repurpose this into social media content, and then the skill should trigger automatically, producing all 6 Word docs, which is great. And you can see what this skill says in there. It's kind of interesting to read what it does, and it just has basically a really long prompt for itself on how to be able to put this together perfectly in the way that you want it. Really cool. Has a lot of specific stuff to each kind of content, which is awesome. This is great. Should save a ton of time. Okay, and number 5, and this is the one that could be most mind-boggling for you because this is a very new feature. Claude Cowork now works with your browser. So all you have to do is ask Claude Cowork to start looking for some information for you, and he'll start clicking and searching the internet for you and then running an analysis based on that information. So for our example, we're going to go into Claude Cowork and we'll open up a new chat and we'll say, using Microsoft Edge, go to my Google Analytics dashboard, pull the traffic acquisition and engagement data for the last 30 days, download it, and create an insights report with trend analysis and key takeaways. Then save everything to my working folder. And then we'll choose the folder that we want it to be saved to, and we'll create a new folder called Google Analytics and hit let's go. Okay, and check this out. It just opened up a new tab in my browser, and Claude wants a bunch of permissions, like for going to the analytics.google.com. It wants permission to go to the websites without asking, which will be nice so we don't have to approve it every single time. It also wants a permission to go to the new tab, so we'll give it permission for all of those things and see what it does for us. Okay, and you can see it's starting to move on its own. I am not controlling any of this. This is just going on its own. So it went automatically to the Google Analytics tab, and it's starting to do things on its own. And I'll show you what's going on in Claude right now. It's capturing screenshots, and it's talking about the things that it's seeing based off of those screenshots, and then it's developing a plan based off of what it's seeing there. So cool. So many uses for this. I think the funniest thing about reading all this information is that I send screenshots to Claude all the time on where do I find this, where do I find that, and it says it should be there, and so now it has to deal with its own instructions to see if it can find stuff, and I don't have to deal with that frustration. Okay, it looks like it says that it's captured all the traffic acquisition data, which is really cool. And you can see on the Claude side of things, it's also noticing what information might be useful. And so it's taking note of that to include it in our report, which is really neat. You can see right here on the right side, it's going through that to-do list of everything that it needs to complete. And looks like it's making our CSV file for our spreadsheet, which is really awesome. And it's creating the insights report. Okay, it looks like all the files are saved and it's updating to the to-do list and says that it's finalized. Everything's done. Wow. And it has all of the information that it pulled, so we can check that out. But let's check out that doc and see what it looks like. Very cool. We've got our KPIs here for all of the information. It's a 5-page doc. Holy cow. And it has key takeaways and recommendations too. It says where we're having significant gaps from our analytics with unassigned traffic. We need to double down on high engagement channels. This is really helpful. Really, really cool. And of course, it has all the CSV documents that we talked about earlier as well. Really neat. And of course, all of these are saved right to my computer as well, which is very, very helpful. Very, very cool. So there you have it, 5 different workflows that you can be using every single day. I hope you found at least one of these useful, or at least one that can be useful to someone else. These are things I think will be absolutely game-changing for your everyday work life and personal life. I'm interested to see what other ideas that you guys come up with. Comment below for the best ideas that you have to use with this, and also make sure you like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.